G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at the power of the Prime's Razorclaw. This is the last of the Predacons before we get to Predaking. And I will say he's big and beefy, although he has the same problem with his guns that pretty much everybody has. He doesn't hold it very well. There is barely anything gripping in there. So take that for what it's worth. So yeah, big old gun, but nothing really to hold anything in. So we'll put that off to the side because that's less important. So here he is. He's big, although I would say his biggest downfall is the fact that his arms are too small and they're too far back. But considering what this guy has to do and everything, yeah, sacrifices are made. This is the upgrade part, which I will pull off during his transformation because it can kind of get in the way. So he does look good. I will say the one thing about him that is improved somewhat over Rampage is his head. Yes, his eyes are nothing but black, but at least his head and his mouth sort of stands out a bit more. Plus, at least he can actually look face on. So there we go. So we'll get down to a bit of articulation and then we'll get down to size comparison. So his head can do a full 360. It can look up due to transformation way up and a little bit down. Doesn't go side to side. There's no ball joint in there. Arms do a full 360, come out this far. We do have, at least on mine, a very tight bicep. We have single jointed elbow that gets you that far. There's nothing at the wrist because it's one solid piece, so it's just in and out. You don't get waist swivel due to transformation. I'm going to unplug that out of his butt to get it out of the way. You can lift up the sides, front skirt, and that gets you that far forward, that far back, that far out. You do have a hip rotation. You have single jointed knee that gets you that far. You have an ankle tilt that goes crazy inwards. You do get a little bit up and not really down except for during transformation. Excuse me there, my mouth was getting a bit dry and I didn't know why, so I thought I'd just chuck down some chilled water. Alright, so as for the accessory, you have upgrade piece. You have these two pieces here, and you of course have these two, and basically you plug it in and it gives you a tail and an additional component, beg my pardon, for combined mode, but due to transformation, like I said, I'm going to leave that out because it actually becomes a hindrance. And although it looks like an absolutely stupid when it comes to a tail. Alright, so size comparison, here he is with MP10. So, about up to his chest windows. So yeah, decent size. Suppose you call it a leader. I don't know if you call it leader. Voyager Plus. Oh, maybe leader. I won't lie, I haven't bought any new figures for a while, at least from the main line, because nothing's really stuck out to me. I couldn't find DevCon anywhere, so I've completely skipped that one. And I was going to get Sandstorm, but I hate his legs. So I'm giving Sandstorm a bypass until I can find a legitimate third-party Sandstorm. But that's neither here nor there. So here we go. Transformation. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back here, rotate his head around and just push that in. It's not going to lock in, but at least you can get your finger grip on it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to lift up the head and rotate it around. There's sort of a rotation joint there, not really a ball joint or anything. You have these two ports, which will go into these two tabs, and providing the head's in far enough, you can tab that on and it'll sit flat. Don't worry about this. That's for Predaking. All right, so what we're going to do here is we want to put his hands in. You're going to rotate these out and around. Or is it up? No, around. So the gun's basically pointing that ish away. So you sort of have this piece in the way. It won't go any further. You want to rotate the arm and bring it down, and rotate the bicep so that his paws are facing forward, and you have this tab pointing outwards. Same on the other side, so might as well do it this way. Bring that down. We want to rotate that out, rotate that in. It doesn't tab in anywhere. Rotate it around, up, not down. And then rotate, put the hand in if I haven't already, and rotate the bicep, like so. All right, back here, we're going to flip up these just for the time being. It's not really that important. We're going to untab here. So this will tab into here. Just lift that out of the way and bring his foot down. You're going to bring it forward. You're going to bring the leg a bit forward. And what's going to happen is all this is going to have to sit up here with this tabbing into here. So just bring it up and tab that in. Oops, get that out of the way. And this is going to go into here. And then you can fiddle with it as you wish and then bring down the hip. So bring that out, bring that up, bring this down, situate the foot as you wish. Bring this up so that the foot will go back and that will plug in. Bring that in, plug that in, bring that down, and then all you gotta do is fiddle with his legs and his paws till everything is situated reasonably flat. And there is Razorclaw, I don't know what happened to my brain just then, in his lion mode. And if you want to see with the accessory, it's a little bit more difficult now, but once again, this is harder actually when you're trying to transform it because it gets in the way of the legs. So get that back up in there. And like I said, it looks stupid. It really does look stupid as his tail. It's dumb. So that can go aside until we get back into combine mode and I'm untabbing things. Now, however, we can attach his gun, which we will need. I think it's either this port or this port. Actually, I think it might be both. I think it's the front one. I think it's this one. And that's just going to go into here. If I can get it to go in. There we go. And now he has his back-mounted weapon, which honestly looks stupid in this version. I do like the more animated look, but that's just me. And his articulation is there, but it is very, very hindered in this mode. So we'll just take that gun away just for the moment. Head doesn't do anything. You can untab it, and then you can do his side and up and a little down. These are for Predaking as well. You can have him open his jaws. Thank you, next door. His legs go front and back. Although if you want more, you're going to have to bring out that transformation joint and start messing with things. Legs move only slightly backwards and forwards. You do have that knee joint at the back knees, and paws can move how you wish. I think he's about to start his car up, so I'll just pause for a second. And he's gone. So there we go. So as for size comparison, here he is with Windblade. So obviously taller, she's wider, and roughly about the same length. So take that for what it's worth. All right, let's get Razorclaw back into his robot mode, and then we can get into combine mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to untab the back here, get this all flapped down. You're going to lift up the line paw straight up, and then this is going to encapsulate it at all, and then this tab port is going to go over this tab, like so, and we have one leg done. Same on the other side. Untab that, slide that down, push that foot up, encapsulate it all in the plastic, fold that tab into place, which I'm not quite lined up. Or have I? Nope, still haven't quite got it. Why aren't you logging in for me? Other one went perfectly fine. I don't know why this one's... There we go. Gotcha. All right, so like that. And then we're going to do his arms. So we're going to bring them out and down. We're going to rotate the gun down, rotate it around and back. So basically this piece of plastic is going to go in that gap. I have yet to find a way for if you want the guns to point forward. Next, you want to rotate it so you have this big old piece here. So that way it actually gives you your elbow, and then dig your nail in there, get that hand out. Same on the other side, bring it out, down, back, and flip back. Bring that in. Rotate it so we have a bicep, and bring that hand down, hopefully. And then we're going to pop those two tabs, bring it up, wrap it around, and you have this tab here and tab here. We'll use a bit of a light there. Here and here, which are going to use the same tabs that was used on the top of Razorclaw's head. And then we can flip up the head, rotate it around, and there he is back in robot mode. So now to get him into combine mode, and I don't know why, some of his steps, I won't lie, I tend to forget. I don't know why, but I do. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate that head, put that back down, lift this up, rotate that around, and plug that back in, like so. Now before we do the legs and the arms, what we're going to do is we're just going to put the arms down like this. You're going to grab under here. You're going to grab up here, and be careful of your stickers. And you're going to snap his waist. Now that means he does actually have an ab crunch, but it's a backwards ab crunch. Also, when transforming this guy into Razorclaw, be careful of your antennas. Just make sure that they will get past that plastic first. And then this tabs into these two pieces here. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to flip up. So we have our head here, and we're going to bring that back down and lock that back into place. And we can put our Predator King head in place. Then we will do our arms. So what we can do is you're going to grab this piece. Now you're going to think it's going to be just this piece. It's actually this whole black block. That's going to come up, although I probably should have done that before putting the head entirely in place. What we're going to do then is we're going to fold those hands away. We are going to, where are we? I'm looking for tabs. So these tabs here, they've got to go in here. So just down, like so. We can flip up that gun so it's pointing this way. Rotate that bicep, so that tab is now going to go into that sort of port, or other way around. And that locks his hand into place. Same on the other side, so I'm just going to rotate that back, bring that down, bring this down, flip that all the way up. And this tab, I'm going to rotate it the right way this time. And that's just going to go into that port, like so. Then what we can do is we can bring out these pieces, which will probably end up flopping back in anyway. All right, so then it should tab in. Get in there. Other side tabbed in. Why won't you? Because there is like a little port in here. I think I got it. Now everything wants to untab on me. All right, so legs. We're basically turning them into their line mode. So we're going to untab that. We're going to bring this down. We're going to bring all this up. And it tabs in all the same way. So this comes up into here and tabs that in. This tabs in. Same on the other side. So bring these up. Make sure that tabs in. Sometimes it's just tricky. There we go. And then that tabs in. And then what you're going to do is bring these down. And you're basically going to leave these how they are for the moment. But we can bring in this piece. And we'll plug that back in. Hopefully I got the right way around. This is somewhat helpful. It's also incredibly annoying. There we go. So what will eventually happen is these are sort of gonna sit over the top of these, sort of like that-ish. It'll be better once I actually get the back attached. But yeah, so there is Razorclaw in his combine mode. I'm just going to push it up there so it at least makes him flat. So there we are. And of course, we'll get down to articulation and everything else. And there is one other accessory we will get down to when we actually do combine mode, which I'm not going to do just yet. Just for size comparison, of course, normally I would use Prime, but once again, there's Windblade. And if you really need to see how big he is compared to Prime, there is him with MP10 and his head basically up to his hip. So there we go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. Next episode is the final episode. We finally combine all the Predacons to become Predaking. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.